So abusuya endo ada ye ba be breaking news bebre e de mama efa former Bafa stock CEO abusuya ne lawyer Godfred ame former attorney general e de honsem bebre e betu jana Godfred ame asanso aba abonten bi e de nsem bi aba betu jana abusuya Godfred ame ye di kan ka kyerem say in NDC government abusuya during NPP tenure 8 years no na ye free adibi power Godfred dame na even otumi e ka kire accused person say masa court no ye free da ye on so oyare one allegedly ye say on negotiate cases ono no onye good lawyer bia but during Akufo-Addo tenure no ye kapawa ni ekura Godfred dame abusuya Godfred dame ekokopie mu ewo BNI custody abusuya se nka okwa akohwe ne client a ye friend Hanan a chese ye arresting or airport e ba breaking wa ha edimam abusuya okokopie mu o ha abusuya ye deny Godfred dame access to ne client a ye friend no Hanani a chese ye asake no e de free BNI headquarters so say then na oba be peden ye deny access cause clients na nkasa no ekwan a eche say court no klanya sympathy bi e de man say onko UK na eche say onko ye medical treatment bi ye bookie appointment de man wasan so anya ho allegedly kwa clear ni frozen account no ordinance kwa kan wa clear amount bi de frame. Enti Godfred dame aba abonten esu ekire Ghana for so onim de nti a kye se ye treating is abusuya Godfred dame ne ho ayemo boye mom yenko na yenkonkoti ensem ekọ so ne ba ye de aka atoam so na ansa na be kono Ghana ha open computer papa and a laptop papa na we use abura periodic computers and accessories ho na obenya laptop papa efreni location anya ira kwan owo Kumasi Buokrom Estate Eli Peke number ya egu ye screen as 0247 03010 and as 0597942133
Food buffer stock company Hanan Abdul-Wahab say they've been denied access to his legal team following his rearrest. He is currently in the custody of the Bureau of National Intelligence.
Former National Food Buffer Stock Company CEO Hanan Abdul-Wahab is facing multiple charges of stealing and causing financial loss to the state. An Accra High Court on 29 June 2026 granted him permission to travel to London for a medical appointment. The court ordered that his passport be made available to him to enable him travel. He was, however, arrested by law enforcement officers. Deputy AG Dr. Justice Rimsai explained he had attempted to fraudulently empty his bank account. His lawyers have, however, been disputing this narrative, accusing the state security of breaching the orders of the court. They maintain he has not attempted to effect any withdrawal of funds.
Well, lead counsel for the ex-NAFCO CEO Godfred has been speaking to us on his rearrest.
We were not given the opportunity to see our client at all. Indeed, we were told flatly that they don't allow lawyers to see their clients on weekends. And that's quite perplexing. I'm surprised. If a person is arrested, say on Friday night or Saturday, he will be in without access to counsel. I mean, that's the republic in which we live now. And indeed, he's been picked up for no reason. As far as someone said, he's just been banded off into custody for no reason whatsoever. He's been given the right to leave the country, to travel to the country for a few days by a court of competent jurisdiction. The Deputy Attorney General himself was in court and argued, and this colleague of mine argued that day. And if indeed he had any objection to the order granted, he only had to appeal, but he had to sort this surreptitious means of preventing from traveling. I think that this is totally unwarranted and unnecessary.
Well, yeah, so the Deputy Attorney General also took to his Facebook post to make some comments that your client attempted emptying his frozen bank account. How true is that?
That claim is totally false. It's untrue. Did he produce to the public any evidence? Did he produce to you the manner or the evidence of the manner in which he attempted to withdraw? Because there's no such evidence. It is not true. My client has never attempted to withdraw any money from his account, even though it is important to state that presently there's no order of any court of competent jurisdiction preventing from accessing his account. The only order that they had was procured over a year ago before the discontinuance of the earlier prosecution. And we have a court ruling, a ruling of the High Court Adenta about 3 weeks ago to the effect that that order has lapsed, and that if the Attorney General indeed desires to come for a fresh freezing order, he has to apply to the court. He has not done so. There is no order of any court preventing him from accessing his funds. Be that as it may, he has not accessed any funds at all. He should produce to the public, to the whole Ghanaian Republic, for us to see the manner in which he claims Hanan attempted to withdraw any money from the account. He has not issued any check. He has not executed any withdrawal note served on any bank. So how did he attempt to withdraw funds? And indeed, how do you access funds which are held in a frozen account, according to Attorney General? According to Attorney General, the account is frozen. If the account is frozen, how do you withdraw money from the frozen account? I think it's just an attempt to prevent him from traveling. And I'm quite surprised that the Attorney General himself will be complicit in a direct contravention of the rights of an accused person standing trial before the court. When the Attorney General himself was in court and argued, and the court granted him the permission to travel, why then does he resort to all these unlawful means?
Where was your client going to, and how many days is he going to spend?
He was going, the order given to him was for him to travel on or before the 4th of July and expiring on the 12th of July. So he was supposed to be back in the Republic. Indeed, his ticket even shows, I think he was supposed to be back even on the 11th, not even on the 12th that the court had given to him. And he was going through it. And then now today has been banded off and withdrawn in BNI custody.
Away from legal issues, the deadly floods may have receded, but the destruction left behind continues to devastate families across Accra. At Ablekuma Pentecost Junction, collapsed buildings, damaged businesses and a failed drainage system stand as stark evidence of years of infrastructure neglect. Stanley Nibleu has more.
The recent floods in the Greater Accra region left behind a trail of destruction after claiming multiple lives. At Ablekuma Pentecost Junction in the Central Municipality, the scars of the disaster remain visible and dire. Collapsed structures and deep erosion have ripped through homes, shops and other properties after floodwaters washed away their foundations. Runoff from several upstream communities is channeled through a natural water course into a narrow, unfinished storm drain that residents say has long been unable to contain the volume of water. During the construction of the Pentecost Inner Road, part of the drainage system was built but never extended, leaving fast-flowing water to empty into a vulnerable section of the community, triggering persistent flooding and severe erosion. Successive downpours have widened the channel, further weakening the surrounding land. The torrential rains of Monday, June 29, 2026, worsened the already fragile situation, with raging floodwaters bringing down buildings located along the waterway. Several businesses, including pubs and shops, have suspended operations after their premises and customer sitting areas were extensively damaged. The destruction did not end there. Commercial activities at Express Gas have also come to a halt after flash floods severely damaged the station. Fortunately, there was no fuel in stock at the time of the incident. The gas storage cylinder has since been evacuated, while the affected section has been cordoned off by NADMO. The devastation has also extended to culvert and drainage infrastructure, with the eroded land now threatening sections of the road. Efo Besa has worked as a booking officer at the local taxi station for more than a decade. He describes the scale of destruction. His account is echoed by Naomi, a trader whose business was also affected.
All of a sudden,
for many residents and business owners, recovery is expected to take months, if not years. Until the long-delayed storm drain is completed, residents fear every heavy rainfall will continue to threaten lives, destroy property, and wipe out livelihoods. Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's take you to the Western North region, where the regional ministers attributed the increasing severity of flooding in the region to human activities, particularly illegal mining. Well, he is urging residents, developers and local authorities to strictly adhere to planning regulations to help reduce the occurrence of floods and the impact they come with. A report by Matthew Ayabe.
Flooding has been a recurring challenge in the Western North region for many years. However, according to the regional minister, the intensity of this year's floods is unprecedented. He said the worsening situation is largely the result of the actions and inactions of residents, including environmental degradation caused by illegal mining and indiscriminate development. The minister stressed that while natural factors contribute to flooding, human activities continue to increase the risk, leaving many communities vulnerable during the rainy season.
What we are seeing this year is very huge. And it's attributed to the actions and inactions of the citizenry. So what we are saying is that we should be careful of our lifestyle, the way we live. There are people who collect refuse from their homes and then dump them in gutters. And if you block the waterway like that, definitely when it rains, they will go out of the gutters, find their own level. The same way, we can talk about illegal mining activities. Some of the flood-prone areas has been exacerbated because of all these illegal mining activities. And also those who build in waterways, they know clearly this is a waterway, but they put up structures there. And we are sounding caution to all developers to ensure that wherever that they put their building, they have the right permits.
The minister also cautioned developers to obtain the necessary permit before putting up any structure. He charged the metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives to ensure that building permits are issued only after confirming that proposed structures are located on approved sites and away from waterways and other flood-prone areas.
In this regard, the municipal and district chief executives and the team have very strong role to play to ensure that they give permits to people if they are at the right place, but not in waterways.
For TV3 News, Matthew Ayabe, also.
Still on floods, the Ochehene Osajafo Amoetia Oforipenin says the yearly occurrence is largely driven by poor human attitude towards the environment. Speaking at Addo, he's been urging citizens to reconnect with nature by improving environmental discipline and conservation practices.
Osajafo Amoetia Oforipenin acknowledged that while weak planning and poor disaster prevention contribute to flooding, human behavior remains the key driver, citing indiscriminate dumping, blocked waterways, and erosion of traditional environmental safeguards.
Now saying, near to one crime, and young cranko, and I say, my two on you at all. A bit me to be a so would the unum send now to Bola, a good baby, who will be anyhow.
So rubbish and discriminating around, that is wrong. Let us keep our environment clean. The Minister for Local Government, Rural Development and Religious and Chieftaincy Affairs, Ibrahim Ahmed, reaffirmed government's commitment to equitable distribution of development projects to strengthen governance and accountability. He also raised concern over rising drug and substance abuse among young people, directing state agencies to arrest and prosecute bar operators and vendors who sell alcohol to minors. Today I'm mixing a lot of things, cannabis, alcohol and tramadol. We will clamp down on vendors, licensed or not, who sell these products to minors.
Akwadano yes onim ni oyo enti wo awoton san menim se wo license so se wa na wo si apata wo ye nya so mu a ye ne obedi
On chieftaincy, the Ochehin warned against political interference in traditional authority matters, stressing that such actions undermine the autonomy of the chieftaincy institution. Should not interfere in our chieftaincy issues, though the president opposed that.
President Mahama and President
Chief of Staff Julius Deborah reiterated government's commitment to expanding agricultural investment, particularly oil palm cultivation in the Achimi area, to create jobs and boost production for local and export markets.
It was been fun to and you say, when you are not we're hoping
that Ochima embarks into this initiative of the oil palm plantation. In the next 2 years, the impact will be mind-blowing. The 2026 Chebi Ohum Festival was held under the theme Rejuvenating Our Customs for Sustainability and Nature's Connection.
We now move to the Western region where Ikwe, after a $14 million investment in 6 years, a health facility there is still hanging despite the investment. And 6 years ago, GNPC promised a $14 million polyclinic. The site is overgrown today. The project abandoned, and residents of Elembele, they are still pleading for the project to be completed. Rama Smith has the details of this report.
For years, St. Martin de Porres Hospital at Ikwe has been a lifeline, not just for the 3 Nzima municipalities, but for patients as far as La Côte d'Ivoire. Unfortunately, the project to expand that lifeline is now a ghost site. On October 16, 2022, GNPC board chairman Freddie Blay and CEO Dr. Kofi Kodia-Sapong cut the sword for a $14 million upgrade to turn the 60-year-old Catholic facility into a modern teaching hospital. But in 2022, with the project already 60% complete, a change in the leadership of GNPC brought everything to a screeching halt. Today, weeds have swallowed the site, and the residents of the Elembele district can only plead for it to be completed.
But still, the whole of coastal area na wa hanyina na ekura so a ekuna bie kese pa because of hospital nti the esra ban enye da bia na obi benya sika akọ efia nkwanta 37 military hospital ne ade your facilities wo ha ebetumi asave nti esra ban ne say ontwa nani na onye yemoa yesre no.
The Elembele District Chief Executive Joseph Ejekum says since assuming office, he and the Member of Parliament Emmanuel Amakofibua have officially written to GNPC for answers.
So this project has been stalled for the past 4 years. From 2021, they started 2020. So from 2021, when they handed over the second term of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, then the project stalled. So they've not attended to this project for the past 4 years. But hopefully when we came, through the support of the Honorable MP, Honorable Hanan Abdul-Wahab, the Assembly has officially written to GNPC to inquire why the project has been stalled. We have been assured by the GNPC CEO that in the coming weeks, they will make sure they attend to that hospital. I'm told they are doing a little forensic investigation about it.
The DCE also revealed that the stalled polyclinic is not the only abandoned GNPC project in the area. He cited several others and appealed to the company to expedite the forensic audit it has promised so that all these idle projects can finally see completion.
We have another project at NAS. It's a guest hostel. That was started in 2020 and it has been stalled. When you go to most of our towns, people thought the town rules and all this thing were being handled by Ghana Gas. No, it's Ghana Gas and the GNPC. So when you come to Ijakule, when you go to Ebibo Castle, most of the community project with town rules that was initiated in 2015 by Honorable Boa as gas and oil entry rules. All those projects that GNPC started in 2020 has been stopped. So these are the projects by the GNPC that we've written to GNPC to know why it has been stopped and what they call to plead with them to make sure they continue.
Irama Smith, TV3 News, Elembele.
Still in the western region, a mysterious disease is wiping out coconut palms across the Nzima enclave, threatening crop farmers of their livelihood. Well, there are desperate calls by growers who are pleading for researchers to save their plantations before an entire economy collapses. Here's Irama Smith again, this time from the Jomoro municipality.
Once the crown jewel of the Nzima enclave, the coconut sector is now an economic graveyard. For people who once supplied over 80% of the nation's coconut, the collapse is catastrophic. The numbers are brutal as farm incomes in the Jomoro municipality have plunged by about 70%, with municipal revenue having dropped by more than a fifth, that is 22%, and pig farming starved of the coconut byproduct it relied on, which has virtually imploded, crashing by nearly 80%.
Because you have a pamu or mobile na kubino muddin can be an more. But Bra started say from Apmenim downwards to Libo. Like I say, farmers no a moon 90% kubeni ne and have mama affected a friend saying and what you pa.
Best sorry by one cool from Berbosum back over banner, better cocodona, kubeni abaning yellow. Ya report of my Greek for now, the source of disease I kubenu. Into your kubeni nadia, Nina. No boy first now back Kube cranker, once the crank in your binto, and a Kube cranny boy I think, and the Mako Kubeni.
That fight, however, has become increasingly hopeless. Scientists say the disease is caused by a phytoplasma, a type of bacteria-like organism with no current antidote. The only recommended measures are cutting down affected trees, maintaining strict farm hygiene, and applying fertilizer, steps many farmers here say they simply cannot afford. Some farmers have already abandoned coconut farming for rubber plantations. For those who remain, however, the pressure is mounting.
Nzima here is known for coconut production, but as of now, they are dying. But we don't know what to do. So my advice, or maybe we are soliciting for the appropriate quarters, like crop research, to come and do the necessary research and see and find out the solution to it. As citizens, we are just switching to rubber plantation and other cash crops. But coconut is very good because we can eat it directly and we can also get cash from it.
The people of Nzima are now making a direct plea to researchers and the government to come and investigate why it is spreading so aggressively to restore their livelihood. The coconut was once the tree that rendered poverty almost invisible here. Without urgent intervention, they fear it will soon become a memory.
It will be very good for the Agric Ministry to make an investigation into this particular issue. Because for what I know, starting from Ankobla, right down there coming to Elembele, there was a lot of coconut. But for some years ago, it started dying. The coconut started dying. Come to Elembele, for instance, there is no coconut, all because of, I think, the disease. So I will plead to the government or the Ministry of Agri to investigate into this matter to know the problem.
For now, the Nzima enclave waits and watches as its cane crop slowly fades away. Irama Smith, TV3 News, Jomoro Municipality, Western Region.
Away from the western region, the Ghana Armed Forces has announced that more than half of the corridor of the proposed Accra-Kumasi Expressway has been cleared. According to an update released on the project as of June 25, a total of 8
media or say denying access on senior mabiase a fauna and there is latest update on Godfred switch on your notification bell na opeko konsa efie bako our political highway so a gossip politics TV so unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit on the bell so send any update be dropping on so once a bit to me akabi medamase.